Sababa Jewish Arts and Culture Festival, and the Missouri Book Fest. That's next on City Corner. I'm Steve Potter, and welcome to City Corner. Coming up a little bit later, we're going to talk to Josh Stevens about the Missouri Book Festival, which is coming up. But right now, it's the Sababa Jewish Arts and Culture Festival, and we'd like to welcome our guests. They are Rabbi Brad Horwitz and Jada Fox. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
And it's September 29th, I should throw in.
Yes.
You know, I mentioned we're going to be talking about the Missouri Book Festival coming up, but you guys have a book festival later in the year, too.
We do. The St. Louis Jewish Book Festival will take place November 2nd through 17th, and it's open to the entire community. We have some amazing headliners, so we're excited.
Why is it fun?
It's amazing. You get to hear from phenomenal artists, the engagement, you get to meet them, even get signed copies of different books. It's really just a dynamic event that I highly encourage everyone to attend.
Okay, and you're not competing with the Missouri Book Festival?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just
different times, different authors, it's all good.
There's enough books to go around. Let me right off ask you about Sababa, because that's not a term I was familiar with. Can you explain what that is, what that means?
Yeah, Sababa is Hebrew slang. It's kind of like saying something's really cool or awesome or hip. And, it's a very contemporary word, and, we want to show Jewish contemporary, thriving communities, so.
You have anything to add to that?
No, it's exactly, and it's a term, as Brad said, that's used widely. It's really popular, in Israel and Israeli culture, and it really exemplifies kind of the feel and the vibe of the event.
This interview is going to be Sababa, right?
Yeah.
Sababa, yeah.
Sababa.
Good. Could you both share with me just a little bit about sort of what you do for a living and how you're involved specifically in this festival, or with the JCC in particular?
You go first.
Oh, wonderful. So I have the amazing honor to be a board member of the J, and had the opportunity to co-chair Sababa. It's an event that I've attended, really, really admired. It's been amazingly fun to attend. So I thought, why not? It's such a wonderful opportunity to help kind of shape and create and deliver this amazing festival for the community.
Rabbi Brad?
So I work at the J. I've been there for 19 years. I'm the Chief Jewish Engagement Officer, and this is the third time we're hosting the Sababa Festival for here in St. Louis, and my role is to help, when it first started, I was there to kind of help create it, and now just to help make it available for the community.
And since we mentioned the J, maybe for those that don't know, you should kind of explain what the J is.
Yeah, the J is the St. Louis Jewish Community Center. We have been around in St. Louis since 1880, so a long time, and
wow. We're
here we do lots of fitness and culture and education programs, and help seniors and do lots of fun stuff like Sababa.
This is a silly question. How many Jewish people are there in St. Louis? What size of population is it? Do you know?
Well, no one knows 100%, but people like to say there's around 60,000 or so Jewish people in the St. Louis region.
Wow, that seems significant. We have a short video, sort of like, it kind of gives a little background and explains what's going on, sort of like a commercial for it. So why don't we just take a look at that?
Great.
That was an old video, and I'll bring it up because it said Wash U.
Yeah.
But you've changed the location this year, and you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, so the video said 2018, so clearly back then we were at a different location.
Right.
We were at Washington University in St. Louis. But we this year we'll be at the J in Creve Coeur on our campus.
But even though it's an old video, it does kind of give you a good idea about all the kind of things that are going on.
Absolutely.
And music is a very big, important part.
Very important.
So I want to talk about that for a few minutes. First, tell me, I think these are local. You have people, as far as the music goes, not just locally, they're from a lot of places, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think these people are local. You told me, Charlie, Lucy, and Greta. Who are they?
So they are members of our community here in St. Louis who are musicians and song leaders. Some of them work for synagogues and temples in the region, and they're just really amazing, talented artists. And they don't normally actually work together. And what's really neat about our event is they're coming together for this special performance. And really, it's going to be family friendly and really contemporary and fun.
All right, good. We've got a couple of videos from some of the other musicians, and I'll just show this first one, and you can tell me who this person is after we see it. So why don't we go right to it? I could see people dancing to that. They've got a real unusual name. Tell me who that group is.
Absolutely. It's Klezentite, and they are the only big band klezmer group in Missouri.
Would you pronounce it again?
Klezentite. Sorry.
It's kind of like a sneeze, like Klezentite.
That's what I was thinking.
And they are dynamic, and as you can see, such energy, is brought forth from that music. So super excited to have them at the festival. They've been at festivals across Missouri, even as far as South America. So a really amazing presenter that we're excited to feature.
Let's look at another one of your featured musicians.
Let me say it with deeds, not just lips. It's gonna be a brave new year. We're starting right now, right here. I will be strong and stand up tall. Reach out for others all when they fall. I will rejoice in my faith. Remember that love is why we're made. Be the very best that I can be for the world and for me. 'Cause every day we live our lives, but some days we let ourselves slide, and we forget our way. But thankfully it's not too late.
So, is Jewish country a thing?
Well, clearly it is. Joe Buchanan, that's who we were listening to just now, and Joe is, he is Texas-born, and he's Southern raised, and he is a really wonderful Jewish musician who kind of incorporates Jewish values and Jewish themes in his music.
So, does all the music somehow tie to the Jewish faith?
In the festival, we really want to feature artists that have some connection to the Jewish culture and the Jewish faith, and they're totally different genres, but all of them have a, Jewish connection.
One more to look at.
When your friend gets a new love, be happy. When your friend gets a new job, be happy. When your friend feeling alright, be happy. When your friend kissing all night, be happy.
When your friend gets a new love, be happy. When your friend gets a new job, be happy. When your friend's feeling alright, be happy.
When your friend kissing all night, be happy. sing some, them want some.
That sounds kind of like dance club music to me. What I really like about these three things is, well, you talk about variety. So who is that?
So that's Gilly Yallo, and he is an intriguing artist in Israel right now, really dynamic, absolutely, as you can see by the video. He has such a presence and such a unique musical sound, and he really mixes his Ethiopian roots kind of with this techno-funk vibe, and I think it's really going to be amazingly exciting. He has not been in many festivals in the U.S., so we are super excited to host him this year.
So Baba is September the 29th. Will there be music going on all the time? And I know you've got all sorts of other activities too. Paint a big overview.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. The music is just one component. We have over 20 artists from St. Louis and the local region here who are Jewish.
You musical artists?
These are actual visual artists,
Oh.
like painters and sculptors and jewelry folks. So you know, kind of like you see the Clayton Art Fair and other fairs around town, Lomar Sculpture Garden. You know, this is kind of a Jewish version. So we'll have artists. We'll also have amazing food.
Well, let's talk about that. I had one note here, and I found it interesting that you have a caterer, and they're from is it Chicago? Zelda's?
It is.
Tell me.
So Zelda's is coming and catering our festival. It is going to be kosher fare. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have the traditional festival fare with hot dogs and hamburgers, but then also have really amazing taste of Jewish cultural food. So having some knish, some Israeli salads and Israeli delicacies. So really, really excited to have
Hot corned beef
Zelda's.
sandwiches too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Jewish.
Absolutely.
Jewish deli? Come on.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it's a family event. What advice would you have for people when they're coming, as far as when do they drop by? Any plans they need to make ahead of time, or?
Yeah, so this is like the most family event you can imagine. It's all day long, so if your kids are sleeping or taking naps, you can bring them before or after. We're open from 10:30 in the morning up till 4 o'clock. And we actually have a special family pavilion with filled of family activities. We have Circus Harmony coming. We have a special really cool thing this year. It's a toddler play area for toddlers to kind of play around in like a little ball pen of some kind. We're really excited about that. We have reptiles for kids. We have tons of activities for kids.
Well, we've got some information we can show on the screen, and I know you have a website, and I'm sure if people go to that, they can find out everything we've been talking about and more, right? SababaSTL.com, September 29th. The Jewish Arts and Culture Festival runs from 10:30 until 4 p.m., and that's at the J in Creve Coeur. And Rabbi Brad and Jada, thank you so much for dropping by, and I hope you have another really successful event.
Thanks for
Wonderful.
having
Thank
us,
you for
and we
having
invite
us.
the entire region to come. It's open to everybody.
We'll be there. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll preview the Missouri Book Festival. That's next on City Corner.
What I love about St. Louis is the 79 unique neighborhoods nestled into 108 city parks, including Forest Park, which is actually larger than Central Park in New York, and of course, the beautiful Tower Grove Park where I'm at now. Oh, the St. Louis Blues. We've got the St. Louis Surge, two-time WBCBL champions. We've got Harris Stowe, WashU, St. Louis University, and of course, the 11-time World Series champion, St. Louis Cardinals. So come experience St. Louis.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
911, where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. She's dead? Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
Did you know that you can watch STL TV on your smart TV? That's right. With the new STL TV Now app, you can watch STL TV at home without a cable subscription. And that includes our live broadcast channel as well as video on demand content. We have apps for Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. You probably have at least one of those at home, right? But this one is a Fire TV. Now listen, it is really easy to get started. Just find the App Store on your TV, then search for STL TV Now. Select it and click to install. And in just a few seconds, you are enjoying STL TV's great programming such as City Corner, Inside Sports, City Government, and public interest coverage. Or, my personal favorite, In the Kitchen.
I'm Steve Potter, and welcome back to City Corner. Well, the Missouri Book Festival is coming up September 13th and 14th, and here to give us a preview, please welcome Josh Stevens. He's on the organizing committee, and he's also the president of Reedy Press.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet. And for those who don't know, Reedy Press is a local publisher that's been around for how long?
Since the end of '03, and did our first books in '04, and we've been
Not
going ever since.
1904, you mean?
No, sorry.
2004.
Yeah, 2004.
Seems like longer than that to me.
Yeah.
And I just want to give you guys a shout out because I feel like I almost know you because for all my years, decades, about a quarter century in radio and TV, I've been interviewing authors from Reedy Press that whole time.
Yeah, you've been really good to us, and we appreciate it.
Well,
and you hosted an event for us.
I did?
With Jim Merkel.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Right, for his book.
I think for two of his books, Colorful Characters, or maybe it was Growing Up St. Louis, and then his most recent one.
Right. Well, tell him hi for me.
I will. I will.
So, I don't know, say something about that. Reedy Press to me seems, well, the reason I like it and the reason I've had so many people from authors over the years is because all of the topics deal with local things and things that are important to people that live in St. Louis and the region.
Yeah, we actually, my ex-business partner and I used to work at the Missouri History Museum, and we did books for museums and other institutions that didn't have publishing infrastructure. And so we started Reedy Press with that same idea that we would just do books on a contract basis for institutions. And then we just decided to try some local interest books, and it built on from there, and now we do almost entirely traditional books. We're publishing in a traditional way.
I want to ask you, I didn't mention at the beginning, the Missouri Book Festival, September 13th and 14th, is actually in Washington, Missouri. And it's only, am I mixed up? It's only been a couple of years old, right?
Yeah, we started in 2022. Took a year off last year because we were kind of learning the process. And then we decided to bring it back.
I guess my question is, how come it's not in St. Louis or Kansas City? Why Washington, Missouri?
Well, I just happen to have good connections in Washington, both with a nonprofit and then the local bookstore there called Neighborhood Reads. And then that led to a relationship with the library out there, the Washington Public Library. And then it expanded to Scenic Regional Library, which is based in Union but has 9 different branches. And so it just came together organically.
And we're talking about, I guess, local authors, all of them?
Not all of them, but a good percentage, maybe 30 to 40%. That was the whole idea. We wanted it to be a true grassroots festival.
So it's not just all Reedy Press authors?
No, it's not just all Reedy Press. We have authors from all over the state and beyond. We did place an emphasis on interactive and performance programming so that it wouldn't just purely be static book talks.
Yeah, I've got a lot of questions for you. You've got a lot of events here. It looks more like a state fair to me.
It does. It's a little bit more like a state fair with books.
We have Amanda Doyle, who I've known for years, because I wonder how many books she's written for you.
Probably 7 or 8.
Is that all? She's
Maybe a
done them
little more than
about Tower Grove Park and about all sorts of things, and she's great. Anyway, she did this short video for you, and it kind of gives an overview of what the book festival is kind of all about.
Yeah, it captures the spirit.
Share that with the audience.
2 years ago, a group of book lovers came together with an idea to sustain and celebrate the state's rich literary heritage while encouraging young people to read. A one-of-a-kind grassroots event was born, the Missouri Book Festival. Held right here in historic Washington, the Missouri Book Festival featured more than 30 programs presented by regional authors. Our goal was to make the stories come to life, so the programs, well, let's just say they jumped off the page. There was a circus, professional wrestling, a soapbox derby, a dog show, cooking demonstrations, and musical performances, just to name a few. The festival generated a lot of buzz beforehand, so much that it attracted readers and book professionals from all over the state. An estimated 3,000 people flocked to Washington that day, and we expect an even bigger crowd in 2024. We've already started planning, and you can join in the excitement. Ask how you can be a part of preserving the state's literary legacy while fostering a love for reading in the minds of future generations. Hop on board the Missouri Book Festival, where stories come to life.
Like I said, it's like a state fair. And you know, Washington, if you live in the St. Louis metro, it's a pretty easy, not too far drive, really.
It is. It's just straight down 44, about 45 minutes. And it's a thriving little town, and it has a combination of urban and rural. It's a great place.
So you're just going to take over the streets.
We do. It was easier to do that than it would have been here. So,
at the end of Amanda's video there, she had a little thing where stories come to life.
yeah, that was very important. We really wanted stories to come off the page. I know that's another cliche, but we wanted to have interactive programming. And so an example this year, we're doing multiple food demos. We have one on donut making and burnt ends and crepes.
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of food. We'll also have how-tos on fishing, how to make a comic book cover, and then also we'll have a hands-on program with animals, The Wonders of Wildlife. We'll be bringing a program from Springfield, Missouri.
So whose idea was that? I would think if you have a book festival, you just go and everybody looks at books.
Yeah, we just wanted to make it more than that. We wanted the programming to be more exciting, to have exciting options, and also to get kids involved with the programming.
What are we seeing here on the screen? You look right here.
We're looking at Wonders of Wildlife.
Josh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wonders of Wildlife. That'll be new to the festival this year, which we're very excited about.
So you get to meet a bird.
We do. And then this is our keynote, Ridley Pearson, who writes children's fantasy novels. He's well known for his Disney After Dark books.
I actually had Ridley on this show once many, many years ago, and he's a great guy.
He's great, and we're very excited to have him. Lived in St. Louis for a long time. There's Dan Zetwak. He's a cartoon artist, and he's well known throughout the St. Louis area. He designed the Emo's pizza boxes, and we published a book called St. Louis.
And speaking of Amanda Doyle.
Missouri Weird and yeah, published Missouri Weird and Wonderful with Dan and with Amanda. And that book has been really popular around the state. And these are other examples of Dan's work.
I made a few notes of, you were mentioning there all these other things besides just the books that you do. So let me just throw a few of these at you. Friends of Aaron.
Friends of Aaron is a jazz combo that's based in Franklin County, and they play all around the area. And we wanted to have a little music. We had more last time, but we're glad to have them as a feature.
Is that them?
That's them.
How about, let's see, you have impersonators of some kind.
We do. We have Mark Twain. We have Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Wow.
So that's our first. We'll be doing a Civil War reenactment as well.
Tell me about that.
I don't know much about it, but this will be my first encounter with it.
I think there's a local, there's the Mark Twain.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody remembers Hal Holbrook from Mark Twain Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure, and that's not Richard Gere, is it?
No.
Because there's another guy that does Mark Twain, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whoever it is, he looks good.
Yeah.
He fits the part. Yeah, the thing about the Mark Twain, he can stand up there and just tell us stories. You could listen all day.
Yeah. No, it'll be it'll be a nice feature. We don't have a Lincoln impersonator, but a reenactor. We do have a Lincoln talk later in the day with Jan Jacoby, who's written 2 popular novels on Lincoln.
I think Amanda mentioned that in the video, wrestling at the Chase. You're doing something about that. I remember that from a little kid because my 90-year-old grandmother, when we'd come visit her in St. Louis, would be in her little TV room watching wrestling at the Chase, and I never quite understood it, but she was totally into it. That was so popular.
It was great. We published a book on wrestling at the Chase back in 2022.
And that was at Chase Park Plaza in the Central West End.
Correct, yeah. And it was a national show. It really resonated with people. And the book was great. We were able to get some of the famous wrestlers from back in the day to come back and
it was televised, back in the day.
Yeah, and there was a documentary recently that appeared on PBS a year ago. Yeah.
Wow. You're also soccer. Is getting pretty popular in St. Louis these days.
We've done a lot of soccer. We did a history of soccer back in 2012. Then we brought out a second edition in 2022. That has sold out. And more recently, we published a book on St. Louis City's first season called Year One. And so we'll have Ty Keogh on the panel with Joey Zanaboni, who does radio broadcasts for the team. So that should be a pretty lively presentation.
And there's a little bookstore in Washington, and I think you're doing something with them, some sort of partnership called Neighborhood Reads.
Neighborhood Reads, yeah.
Tell me about them.
They've been around, I want to say, a little less than 10 years. But Dawn Kitchell, who used to be with the Washington Missourian, owns the store, and she's very dynamic with events. And so we'll be doing things in her backyard. It's a beautiful little store that her husband helped restore and turn into a charming little shop.
So besides the books and the music and the impersonations and all this other stuff, there are food trucks.
Food trucks.
What can you tell me about the food?
Well, we'll have a wide variety. We had a few last time. We expanded it a bit to have more offerings. And we'll also have some performance programming. I don't know how much I talked about Metro Theater, Ballet 314, Circus Harmony, and we already discussed Friends of Aaron. But
so it's the 13th and the 14th. But am I right in understanding that most of the activities are the 14th?
Most of the activities on the 14th. It's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The keynote with Ridley Pearson is 7 p.m. the night before.
And there on the screen, people can see it's the Missouri Book Festival, where stories come to life. September 13th and 14th, Washington, Missouri. Go to MissouriBookFestival.com to find out more. Anything, last thing you'd like to say about people planning to go?
There's literally something for everyone, especially kids, but there's a full day's worth of activity. And we had people come last time, stay the entire day because there's just so many things and they're all happening at one time.
Well, go to the website and they can even find out more. Great. Josh, thank you so much for joining us today, and say hi to everybody at Reedy Press.
Will do. It's great to be with you.
All right. It's the Missouri Book Festival. Put it on your calendar. I'm Steve Potter. Thanks for watching City Corner, and join us next time. Bye.